Welcome back. You're watching On the Sport. My guest tonight, Senator David Amor Major, who is also a member. He's a member of the SPLM National Liberation Council. Senator, thank you once again. Let's quickly look at an issue that has come up. Again, I was speaking about trust between you and the North. We were speaking just during this break. You have had the North say you have been extremely insincere and are continuously supporting the rebels that continue to fight their government.
No, we did not support any rebels. The rebels they are talking about were the members of the SPLM from day one. But after we went in, we were pursuing the unity of the Sudan. After we get in, all of us, we were pursuing the unity of the Sudan. They went and said, no, for us, we are to be governed by Sharia law. And we said, okay, if you are to be governed by Sharia law, we are breaking away. We are not to be governed by Sharia law. We are going to have our own laws that govern us. First of all, the Sharia law has to govern those who knows the religion of the Holy Prophet. For us, we are not. Majority of us in the south. So what happened? The people from Southern Blue Nile were given an option for a popular consultation in their parliament, and the people from Nuba Mountain were given the same. Simultaneously, they would have gone for what you call a popular consultation, of which Khartoum refused and sent them back to the bush, including the members of the parliament from all those regions. And that's why they are fighting. It is not us to support the rebels. We cheer only the bush with them.
Senator, let's talk about your continued position, especially on this area. And of course, because of the natural resource that is in this area. The North does seem to say that they will defend this, and I actually want us to play something for you. The North does seem to say that they will defend this. It doesn't matter how long it will take, but they will defend their positions on Heglig, and that Heglig belongs to the North. Actually, let us play the ambassador again. Here he's speaking about dialogue between the North and South.
No talk before liberating our area. And if this is a sort of the way that South Sudan government want to solve its problem, it is a signal to all African arena that they should stop such attitude, because it's going to hamper and danger our security. And it is against the principle of the African Union.
No talks unless you have moved out of Heglig.
So, you see, for us, we have been fighting them since times immemorial, when they invaded our land from the creation.
Yes, surely we thought we were way
out. For us, what I'm telling you is that you don't just go and say, we will talk. Even for us, we don't want to talk. What is a talk? A talk is a absence of misunderstanding. You cannot talk with somebody who does not want to understand you. So, what do we do from here? We'll go back to the trenches.
Are you prepared as a nation to do that?
We are not prepared when to attack people, because it is illegal to attack a sovereign state. But if we are attacked, we will show them.
Do you have the capacity to defend yourselves?
Why not? What is the capacity? The capacity is in the heart of someone who bows to say, here, I will die for this.
Do you feel the North is actually being unfair?
The North is unfair. It is unfair in several ways, in several reasons. We gave them the trade. We told them, okay, now, let us trade. They refused. We gave them the oil money. They refused. We gave them all what is stake. We even gave them the part of Khartoum. Khartoum is Khartoum. It is not in Arabic. It is called Khartoum. It is the meeting point of two rivers. It is in Dinka. Leave alone Ijlit, which is Panto. Khartoum itself is a Dinka. We gave it to them. So if this would be a matter of maybe going back to claim our land, should we have a strength, we'll sing hallelujah.
Senator, I want to play you something. I don't know if you managed to hear the Sudanese president, Omar al-Bashir, speak yesterday. Here's a clip of the Sudanese president addressing his party members yesterday.
God willing, we will hear very good news from your peers on the front line. They will teach them a lesson. They are just insects. The whole movement are just insects.
Senator, are there unresolved issues? I mean, here is a gentleman who on 9th of July, I was in Juba, on the 9th of July, was among your guests, actually spoke at the Independence Day, and it seemed like a new country had been born, and a new neighbor, the North, was actually saying, and he actually said it on that day, that we will come and recognize the Republic of South Sudan. What happened between July and now?
What happened between July and now was you know, we have an African proverb that says, if you spot a thief, you also have to take care. So what happened from that time when they will steal the oil from the money is when they get wild, we shut down the oil, they get wild, and two, this is how an Arab president can talk. This is not very far from when Saddam Hussein was alive, talking like that, calling others insects. And late Gaddafi of reason, calling the rest rats. So it is not a wandering point to remember President Bashir one time that this is his last days. These are his last days when he start talking like that.
Are you disappointed that a president who at some point, of course, you had conflicts with, and then you resolved them and have have a separate country and probably an agreement called the CPA. Are you disappointed that a president who is your neighboring country can actually call you insects?
We are very disappointed, and for us, we will always just only forgive the North for what they have done for all this long. This is not the first time they are insulting us. They used to call us Abid, Kufar, meaning infidels, and all this. So it is not something that is new. We know, but we remind them that this time around we are only for development. We are not to get bogged down with the insults and wars and all this. We don't want all this.
Let's move away from the war. Let's talk about a new nation, the Republic of South Sudan, 9 months old. What does this conflict now mean? Because you are like a baby who had actually now started probably crawling, and you're getting your footsteps right and trying to probably walk. What does this mean for a country that is out of war and trying to rebuild itself?
You see, the war that we were out from it was imposed on us by the same group of al-Bashir. We were not from out of a war that will come from anywhere else. Therefore, it might not mean a difference between when we were at war and when we are at war. And that's why our president keep telling the whole world that I will never take you back to war. Therefore, for us, we are working hard. We are trying to develop, and we are trying to liaise with the rest, because we are a sovereign state that has to have neighbors. Only one enemy, who is al-Bashir, is enough for us. We have so many friends. We have the Ugandan, we have the Kenyan, we have Ethiopian, we have Central African Republican, and we have the people from Chad. So why not having only one enemy? It will not make a big deal. We cannot even afford to live in a neighborhood where we don't have one enemy at least. We are taking al-Bashir to be enemy, and the people of Sudan in particular will remain our enemies.
Let's talk about trade. Uganda, South Sudan is now the lead export destination for Uganda. traders here today spoke out. You earlier were here when the story was running on NTV tonight. And the traders are extremely scared. Not just the traders, probably we'll begin with that, but you also have investors, some Ugandan and foreign. This conflict, ensure that your country is moving into, changes the whole game and changes the whole scenario. And this, of course, is not good for our traders and business for a country like Uganda, your neighbors, your friends.
You know, the map of Southern Sudan. South Sudan the size of South Sudan is equivalent to the 3 East African countries. So when you talk about the glitch, you are talking of a distance like from Mombasa to Kaya at the border of Sudan. All along these routes, nobody will ever have to, because the Ugandans are not doing business with the North. Even before the war or after the war, they have never done any business with them because they despise them. They call them infidels, that these are kuffar. And therefore, I would urge the people of Uganda and the business people to continue to trade. There is nothing that should worry them. The war is very far from where they are trading. It is very far from where they are trading. They should not get scared. And okay. they have to continue.
All right.
And things will come to normal, because if, like during the war, they come as mujahideen, that they are fighting the holy war, and if our holy war become holy when we are also holy, okay, even them too.
Senator,
they are not protected from being killed.
Senator, we are taking another very short break. But when we come back, we have heard that there will probably, whatever happens in Southern Sudan, of course, draws in its neighbors. When we come back, we'll look at what probably might happen when the war breaks out, whether countries like Uganda and Kenya will actually intervene, like he said, to support their friendly neighbor. Let's take a short break. Don't go away.